Hey, everybody, welcome back. We are getting ready to start. Moved you guys just a little bit. We are getting ready to start season 4, episode 1 of Ozark. It's the final season. I don't know if I didn't look to see if this is the final season or if I'm just caught up to when they announce things. Let's see here. According to IMDb, they have a 2017 to 2022 date range. Usually they don't put the end date in there if it's an ongoing series. So I'm assuming this is the very final season. And we left off with what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you going to be a pain all episode? Apparently, she loves the smell of red cabbage. It looks like a red cabbage bomb went off in the kitchen. They had one red cabbage left, and it was a huge one. It was probably, if not, it was probably not twice the size, probably about a third more than what I usually get. But it filled the bowl up so much that I didn't have room for my parsley. So Dad's going to get 7 cups of that salad. He likes to put hot sauce on it. So he's got some hot honey right now, so he might put some of that on it. But at any rate, episode 1, last season, the last episode we saw, Helen's dead. I got to thinking about it and I was like, well, maybe he killed her because she didn't come to him about Ben being killed. I don't think it was because she was trying to push the birds out because he knew that. Unless he thinks she was doing it for manipulative reasons, which she was, but I don't know. Also, the other thing I realized is that Nelson is the one that killed her. Nelson, the one who said to her that if her ticket was up, he'd let her know. He didn't let her know. He just came up behind her and shot her, which means that he knew what was going to happen before they landed. He knew what Navarro was going to ask of him. So we saw them with her brains all over them and blood. So that was the last we saw. I imagine we'll pick up with them being back in the States, but maybe we'll get a little bit more while they're down there. I don't know if we'll get an explanation from Navarro on why he killed Helen, but I would like to know. Also, wonder if the kids are going to try to tell Erin, was that her daughter's name? Let Erin know that mom's now dead. The only other thing that I'm carrying going over into this season is, and I'm probably a fool, but we didn't actually see a dead Ben. We saw Nelson walking up to Ben, and we saw a body already wrapped up, but we didn't actually see a dead Ben. So is Ben really dead? And Wendy and Marty went along with things because they didn't want to traumatize Wendy even more. So they didn't try to verify that it was Ben that they were cremating. Or was the show just being nice to the fans and not wanting to destroy them even further by showing a dead Ben? But surely they would know that people would say, well, we haven't seen a body. But maybe that's what the body for the crematory, crema, that place. crematorium. Maybe that's what that was supposed to represent so that we saw the body, but we didn't see that it was Ben. So 1% of me is holding out hope that Ben is actually still alive. So Ruth is back with Darlene, or not back with, she's with Darlene and Wyatt, back with Wyatt, much to my dismay. I'm not very happy about it. I'm not really keen on Darlene and her storyline. I don't like it. I don't think she's even making a good bad guy. And if she's going to kill her husband, the man of her dreams, her love of her life, why would Wyatt and Ruth trust her? That that's the biggest red flag for me because they know how much she loved Jacob, or at least Ruth did. So I don't know. All right, I think those are my only going into this season that I've got. So let's just go ahead and go into the show and go from there and ignore my messy living room. And this beginning episode is over an hour. I think I know this song. Yep, I know it. So they are back in the States.
I love his voice. Oh,
Who would have
Jerry.
thought that watching their attorney get killed and killing her brother would bring them back together in their marriage?
Yeah, we just decided to leave it there for someone to find one day.
We put it in the Bible.
Well, that'll go unfound for a long time.
Have we skipped ahead? That was a lot of rolls. Did anybody survive that? I didn't see any airbags deployed. All right, so we have a snake. I would say a cobra, but I don't see the hood, but it could be just the angle. But that's usually the kind of pose that a cobra has. Driving me nuts. We've got a nautilus shell, or similar. Might not be nautilus, but some kind of snail or sea creature. We've got a hotel room. Is that the blue cat, or is it something else? Are we bringing Rachel back because they mentioned the blue cat? How far in advance was that scene? That's what I want to know. And a pinata. I was like, what is that? So a pinata is usually at birthday parties, quinceañeras, quinceañeras. I can't say the word. Well, no, quinceañeras don't always have a pinata. In fact, I think they probably don't at all. Most of them. We've got a big lake, so that shell probably has something to do with the lake. I don't know if the piñata is for Navarro and his kid, one of his kids, one of his older kids, not the baby, of course. I don't know. And the snake is usually found in the woods. Not always, though. Could be on the side of the road. I mean, the Ozarks are wooded areas, so a snake could be anywhere. Or is Cobra Kai visiting? All right, let's go ahead and get back to the show. Does he have a church in the middle of his house? So now we're picking up where we left off. Riding a zebra. Picking up immediately where we left off. So he had that done with the birthday party and everything going on in the back of the house. Just put your head under the sink. A horse head? Oh, new clothes. Well, they cleaned up pretty good. They stand out like sore thumbs, don't they?
You two brought the full force of the American government down on their enemy. So, salute.
Oh, is that why he's so happy with them and not so
My uncle
happy with
tells me you're
Helen?
from Chicago. Darlene Snell. What do you plan to do?
Okay, so they know she's an issue.
I had a good teacher. He said that to lose face was to lose everything.
So now they know
Which is
their
why Marty has
next
been
big
tasked
issue.
with making her stop. Good. Now, if you'll excuse us, we have some things we need to discuss.
They've got to get Wyatt and Ruth
Settle
out of
down,
there
please.
before Navarro takes things into his own hand. Don't trust Javi.
His entire generations.
So it is a
So this
church in the middle of his home.
craziness,
What kind of move?
He'll kill me. And you. Well, anyone
Okay,
who
so
he sees
Navarro
as
doesn't
important to
trust
me.
Javi either.
Which is what. I am aware that I will have to make some concessions.
Concessions?
Yes.
I was going to say, Wendy, don't push it.
Not doable.
Okay, then why are you still alive? This is what I want.
So, in other words, if they don't do it, they're dead.
This is why I chose you.
And not Helen. Is Wendy going to start panicking? Hey, Ruthie. Where is she at? Oh.
Should have stole your makeup bag. Saved us both an uncomfortable fucking situation.
just trying to get my head around it.
If staring
Yeah,
could
I
kill.
understand.
It's just all rushing back.
I'm sure.
Is Ruth doing
I
this
need
for
to watch my
herself or
kids
for
grow up
Darlene?
running around this place.
Right.
Heck, I even watch Lorna's kids grow up here.
I'm sure they're all fine.
Ruth is doing this for Darlene. She's learned the business from Marty, so she's found a place where they can start laundering money so that they can do their own thing. So, yes, Ruth is kind of doing it for herself, but she's become Darlene's Marty.
Well, why do you want the lazy-o?
Cause I'm sentimental. Cause I got ADD and need something new. Doesn't matter.
A little
Yeah.
bit, yeah.
I want to be the face they see. My place, represented.
He likes it. She's got her deal.
Oh, and Lorna, darling,
You're fired.
you're fucking fired.
Your cut seems fair. Wyatt and I'll split the other 75% evenly between us. All this good
Wyatt and she
news.
still have the majority,
I'm
so.
gonna get us some champagne.
Who is this? It wasn't Jim, was it? Too much action for Jim. Who is that? Is this Helen's place? It's not her ex-husband, is it? I can't remember what he looks like. Yeah, it's Helen's place. What account is she trying to get into? Is Jonah going to work with Ruth?
I don't think you should work for my parents anymore.
I don't.
I was going to
But
say, you're late on the news.
you come visit him anytime.
That's sweet of Ruth. Still not convinced it's him, though. How can they have a couch sitting out in the open all year round and
Hmm.
not end up getting soggy butts when it rains?
Marty asked for me to cover for him while he's in Mexico.
Get away from the desk.
Charlotte knew that was
Charlotte,
false.
what's going on? Fine. I'll leave.
Can she see what webpage she was trying to get into? Where are we? Is this, yeah, Marty and Wendy's place? I don't think I'd seen it from that angle at
Wendy,
night before.
Well, the world doesn't work like that, pal. You guys
Is
expecting
that going to
something?
be the ex-husband looking for Helen?
I'll keep this super short. I'm looking for Helen Pierce, your business partner. Seems she kind of dropped off the face of the earth. It's my job to find her so that she can sign some documents. Cause
It's not a great time.
Like
long
how he
story
just
short,
walked right
I
into
was
the
just
house.
trying to.
You should talk to her daughter, Erin. See what she knows.
Well,
We got
that
it.
was smart of Noah. Pointed him in the right direction, but didn't give any info away.
You didn't have to do that, you know.
Wyatt's not happy. He's just
The
content,
percentages.
complacent.
How do you explain this to a teenager whose only job is to hate you in the first place?
Good question.
Jonah doesn't hate anything. He doesn't. He's, he needs a breath.
Marty, you're delusional.
Working in conjunction with federal allies, the U.S. Special Forces breached the compound here. Members of the
Back to
Lagunas cartel
Chicago?
returned fire. This is a rundown of the insight that we gleaned on the Lagunas operation. Please review it before our next
Oh, that's
briefing.
right. Sam was arrested. And that was the last we saw about Sam. And that was as they were off in Mexico. So, yeah, what happened with Sam's arrest? Because he's a nervous Nelly. There's no way he kept quiet. And they don't have an attorney now, so. Is she doing her hair different? Something seems different.
Not until our other partner gets here.
Partner?
Fucking hell, Kenny, I'm supposed to be here.
Mr. Burke. She's...
Couldn't make it on your own, is that it?
So what's
Push
this
those
message from
buttons,
Mexico
Wendy.
so important you had to drag us all in here?
Okay. But if you don't do this, their response
Going to
is
kill
going to be
you.
quick and it's going to be brutal.
I'll worry about my family, thank you. Now, unless there's anything else you have to say.
I hope Ruth is listening.
Ruth.
She's made her bed.
Well, Wendy's written her off, but Marty thinks of her as kind of like a daughter.
Well, I'm afraid this is the first I'm hearing about it. So,
Who's he
check
talking
back
to
here
now?
in
Oh, the
48
sheriff.
hours. To be honest, I don't know what business Helen Pierce had here in the Ozarks, and I don't want to know.
What does that mean? I got a cat that misses me in Chicago. Her name's Loretta Lynn. She's gonna chew her own
Loretta
toenails
Lynn.
if I don't get back to her in time. So just give me
Coal
a minute.
miner's
I'll be out
daughter.
of your life forever. Just in case you change your mind.
Is he going to look into things on his own? See, now, there it looks like her. Maybe it's because we don't see her from that other side very often. And please don't kill her. I do like her.
You don't want them to see you here while you're suspended.
I thought you had to have badges to even get into the parking lot of those areas. I had to have a badge to get into the parking lot at the hospital. Maybe he walked into the parking lot, though, or parking garage. So was he trying to get the sheriff to let him enter the residence to look around so he didn't get breaking and entering charges? And now he's getting breaking and entering charges? Because even though it wasn't locked, it's still breaking and entering. Hell, if I can be told that sticking my hand into a car that has the window down is considered breaking and entering, this is definitely breaking and entering. What's he going to see? I can't remember what we last saw. Oh, we saw Ben yelling at Charlotte and Helen. Or not Charlotte, Erin and Helen.
I've already spoken to Matt in security, and he's briefed every shift change.
Good.
Charlotte likes that Wendy's proud of her.
Some myth, some gossip, some fucking cocktail party.
I think your doorbell's broken.
Jesus Christ, this guy.
How much did he hear?
This is you, right? At Helen's house?
Oh, that's right, where he held the gun up to Helen.
I think that this is a time where we all just need to make sure we don't lose our heads.
What the fuck were you doing?
Wendy?
That's
I went
losing
there
your
to
head,
shoot her
Wendy.
before she-
Bullshit, I can't. You're grounded.
Can you dial that down?
Oh, what?
Tiny
You
bit.
don't think attempted murder is cause for grounding?
Well, so much for their honeymoon. We know they get back together again, as far as being on good terms with each other.
Anytime. Hey, here, catch.
You know, I
Don't
have
open
my
it,
own
it's going to
software.
spurt everywhere.
That's where you first stole from us.
It's a fucking perfect place to run receipts through.
Jonah's going to end up getting
I'm
a
not sure.
target on him
No, right.
from Navarro's gang. Are those houses on little islands out in the middle of the lake? Couldn't quite tell. What distracted him?
Hey there. Hola. Hi. What a surprise.
I was in
Oh,
Chicago for
Javi.
work. You're right. We'll go to your place.
My
Oh,
place.
geez. And according to Omar, Javi is quick on the trigger.
Why? So you can tell mom and dad?
No, I'm just worried about you.
He doesn't
Just
like that
rode
Wendy
my
and
bike
Marty
around.
are liking what Charlotte's doing.
Mom's right. You do need to grow up.
And maybe you need to get some opinions of your own.
Not going well.
Oh.
So, do you have to go back to Mexico this afternoon?
You know, I thought I might take a day or two here.
He put his thing
Kick
back
back a
on the
bit.
plate after he bit it.
Relax.
Oh, that's nice.
At least put it on
Where
the
are you
counter
staying?
instead.
At Helen's. You know, since she's not using it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a PI. Are they going to warn him?
Gracias.
Oh,
When
now it
my
is on
uncle
the
first
counter.
told me about you, like a scary mean teacher.
Sexy like a scary
Clearly,
mean
my
teacher.
uncle has.
Who was handling the legal end of things?
Right. Right.
Oh, I like this song too. Dun, dun. It's in the movie The Salton Sea. It says Wyatt and Noah, Jonah. Oh, no, there's Jonah.
Hey,
Oh, it's 3.
Hey,
Why do I never recognize 3?
get your ass over here.
What's she gonna pay him? Now we know that Jonah doesn't get killed because he's in the car with Wendy and Marty when it rolls. But he is putting a target on his back with Javi sniffing around. Is he gonna call him? Ah, this isn't gonna go well. Javi's obviously there.
I just need to find a way to get a hold of her.
Hold on a sec. Let me turn the music
He's
down.
not gonna shoot the sheriff, is he? I shot the sheriff, but I did not shoot the deputy. Yep, saw that coming.
Like,
Fast on the
You believe
trigger.
him? You're right.
Wendy's not gonna like
I
this.
vote forward.
He's got a body to dispose of. Oh, he's in the sheriff's car. So are they gonna tell Navarro that he's causing problems already? He's not gonna kill his nephew though. So Noah, or Jonah, not knowing what's going on, is going to assume the worst. Uh, it's frustrating because Marty and Wendy haven't been good with communication from day one. And anytime, so Marty is too level headed and laid back and calm and reserved most of the time. And Wendy flies off the handle too much most of the time. But now they've got Javi, who has a trigger finger and is causing problems for them in being able to keep their heads down low because now folks are going to ask where the sheriff went to. Darlene doesn't have her guard anymore, but she's got other people on the other deputies that were on her payroll, right? But Omar is not going to kill Javi. He's his nephew. Because if that was the case, he would have just killed him rather than telling Marty and Wendy that Javi's going to kill him. So, yeah. frustrating. So Noah's going to go even deeper with the snells or snell and put a target on him. Although we know he doesn't get killed, but we don't know about Ruth and Wyatt and Zeke. They're the only other ones I care about. Darlene, you can kill her. You guys know that. I said that back in season two. Season two? I think it was season two. They killed the wrong Snell. So, I like Jacob. He was a good villain. Darlene, I just do not like as a villain. So, yeah, that's my 2 cents. Thank you all for joining me on this one. I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hi. What are you doing? You didn't run that time.